How's it going, people? Salmon Slappy here. And yeah, been a while. How's it going, people? Since the last one, I think it was the RS Max video, maybe even. God knows, that was ages ago. That was like last week or something. Either way, sorry about not having a video out Monday or last Friday even. I was kind of expecting the new World Wakes quest to be coming out. But yeah, that didn't happen. And then I thought it would be coming out this week, and that didn't happen either. And the RS Max vid, simply the fact I haven't really been on and nothing's really changed, so there's no point me merely making a video just to say, oh yeah, by the way, I've gained nothing. So yeah, skipping that, sorry about that, but either way, we do have a behind the scenes for this month. Which is kind of weird, seeing as we're still expecting the quest they did say would come out last month. Either way, I thought I'd cover it again, as the last time I did this, it was kind of well received. So yeah. Let's get started, shall we? So to start it off, there's going to be new combat abilities and upgrades for free players and members, and this in particular is more pertained to range and mage, but there are some for melee as well. So to start off, basically they're going to allow you to actually dual wield magic. Now, in case you're wondering how that's going to work, basically, for example, in your right hand or your main hand even, you could have something like Blood Fire Blitz, so you'd be casting fire spells and healing at the same time. But at the same time, with your offhand, you could be attacking with Ice Blitz, which will freeze the enemy in place. So suddenly you're healing yourself and keeping the enemy at bay at the same time. So that's pretty awesome, as you don't really get to dual wield mage so far, which was kind of a mystery because you could dual wield range and melee. But yeah, basically it just evens the playing field. So yeah, all in all, pretty awesome update. But that's not all. For the meleeers and rangers, those of you who like to dual wield and all are fully aware of the fact that two-handers are slightly stronger than dual wielding at the moment, they're actually going to be balancing this out. So two-handers and dual wielding will both do roughly about the same damage, which is pretty good. So yeah, that's going to even out that for us, and apparently they're also adding some new basic skills for range and mage, which will basically make it a lot easier to gain adrenaline, which at the moment is kind of annoying to do. Mage specifically, just because I've barely used range at all. Best way to describe it is, you've got one basic ability which is an AoE, which if you're surrounded by multiple mobs which can rip you apart, kind of don't want to be using that to gain adrenaline at all, or in any way. The other one then, of course, is the Dragon Breath thing, which is like a conal AoE, which granted isn't as bad as Chain, but you have to get right up in the enemy's face to actually use it, which, being a mage, seems kind of stupid. I don't know. But yeah, basically those two, you can take them out as they're annoying to actually raise adrenaline, but in exchange now they're adding some more skills for range and mage. So mage is going to gain a few, apparently one is called Concentrated Blast, same with range. And the range one is called Needle Strike. There's probably more as well, as this does say this just highlights a few. So yeah, both of these skills will actually raise your crit chance as well, which is actually really useful. So you could be hitting out some big numbers a lot more often, as you can't really get a lot of crit at the moment. Gotta be honest, it's only about 10%, about 12% I think is the highest. So yeah, not a lot of crit you can actually do, but with this, it'll make it a lot easier. Mage will be a lot more interesting, and people can actually dual wield stuff now, as it's a lot more effective than it is at the moment. Anyway, that's coming up this month, so good times. The other one here is called Wilderness Warbands. This is kind of like, I guess, a mini game would be the easiest way to describe it. But it all takes place in the wilderness, hence the name. And basically, you've got to try and infiltrate a camp, and you can use stealth to get past the enemies and then get to the loot, or you can kill the enemies. There's multiple choices depending on what you want to do, but basically there's a few offers. You can get apparently extremely generous XP in summoning and prayer, and then if you choose to fight, you can fight a general NPC, which is kind of like the leader or super NPC, either way, and that bloke will give you some Slayer XP. So that's not bad at all, and if you raid the storage tents and stuff around the area, you'll also gain thieving, farming, construction and mining XP apparently. So pretty good. Additionally, there are some rare new loot you can get from this little mini game called the Wand of Treachery, which is a new tradable mage weapon aimed to mid and high level players. These NPCs will also be the first to make use of the new combat system, so they'll use their own tactics such as stunning you and basically just being a pain in the ass, making you bleed, things like that. So it should be a lot more interesting, should make the fights a bit more chaotic, which at the moment would be very nice as it's kind of straightforward at the moment. So this could be very interesting actually, as if they start bringing NPCs out like this, then we could be looking at a pretty fun way to slay. Because at the moment it's kind of just stand there, stab them in the face, job done, move on. But yeah, should be interesting. It's worth checking this one out. This is apparently up later this month as well. And of course, because it's in the wilderness, you've got to keep an eye out for the PK and scum. Apparently. But yeah, that is pretty much it. So you should be able to get some nice chunky XP, as it is in the wilderness, and typically the XP you gain from the wildy is higher than in the normal overworld. So yeah, keep an eye on that. And additionally, you've also got that new weapon, which is probably going to be worth a fair amount depending on the stats. Good times. Moving on though, this month you've also got Easter. So of course, we also have the Easter event. Not really sure what it's going to be about, but as usual, you'll get a costume, some items, and you can unlock your emote. The last little event did actually give you 200k bonus hunting XP if you did it all. So whether or not this one will actually do the same, I don't know. But if I actually find out, it's well worth having a little go at. So I might actually make a little video for it, and I'll tell you basically as soon as I find out. But if I don't do that, then it's worth keeping an eye on it anyway, just in case it does give you that chunky free XP. Because free XP is always nice, can't really complain. Additionally, they're going to be moving Burthorpe and Taverley to part of the free game, as well as some of the associated quests and training areas within it, which basically allows free players to train member skills up to a maximum of level 5, which will give new players a little taste of what it's like to be a member. Which is fair enough, you kind of expect them to do this anyway. After all, they kind of deleted Tutorial Island, and then turned Burthorpe and Taverley into basically Noob Central, but then left it for members only, which doesn't really make sense on a business point of view, as you kind of want that kind of thing to catch people's attention as soon as they start playing, which is typically free world. Barely anyone will just pay straight up for membership when you got the option of being free. So yeah, that is probably a good move. So we could find some more new players playing this game soon enough. Would be pretty nice. Additionally, they've made some changes to run energy. In a nutshell, basically you can run for longer and further, and it takes less time for it to recharge. Of course, this will be more dependent on your agility skill than anything else, but either way, it will allow you to run for that much longer. So, can't really complain. It's a nice little update. I'm not really sure why they did it, as personally I haven't really found barely at all when I'm just walking around. So yeah, not really sure. Either way, that's there, so good times. They're also trying to attack the flower games, I guess, which is all the gamblers and stuff in the GE, typically. And they're apparently going to be trying a variety of solutions. So yeah, I'm not really sure how that's going to work out. If you want more information on that, you need to head into the RuneScape forums themselves, and I'm sure there's probably a little thing there which you can leave your own suggestions and stuff for. So yeah, if you're interested in that, be sure to check that out. That'll be found in the forum somewhere. And finally for this month, you've also got new promotions in the Squeal of Fortune and the Solomon's General Store. Yeah, I'm not going to be bothering that. Screw it. But anyway, yeah, that's there. For those of you interested, this is all on the front page. You can just find it here, either way. That is pretty much it in a nutshell for this month. Additionally, the World Wakes should be out next week. I would have thought either Monday or Tuesday typically. Well, as it was meant to be out last month, I guess it's kind of late on arrival, but yeah. It's worth having a gander anyway. There is one more thing as well. Back on this front page here, you can click this Origins of Galenor, which is actually a pretty good little movie the RuneScape have made. It's only about 5 minutes long. If you haven't seen it yet, it's worth checking it out, as it is pretty cool, gotta be honest. Additionally, for those of you playing the old RuneScape 2007 servers, you'll be pleased to know it's nearly at 500k, so that's nearly another milestone. So yeah, Just to let you know, for the 500k, you gain more development team. There's no extra membership fee costs, which is always nice. It will gain the weekly maintenance, and the Andy bot and the polls and stuff will decide the new content added to it. So yeah, if you haven't voted yet, but you're still watching this video, and for whatever reason you're not playing the game, maybe you are, it's worth voting now. Even if you don't particularly want to play the old school RuneScape, it's worth doing it anyway, just in case you do decide to try it out. So yeah, it's only about 50k more, so hopefully that'll hit the 500k, and we'll be good to go. Other than that, that pretty much sums up everything there is this week. Max update, nothing's happened, as I said. I haven't gained anything at all, really. Well, tell a lie, I have actually now got the Sea Singer's legs. I do actually have them. So yeah, that's part of it done. Just needed the top. Good times. I've nearly got the Tetsu legs as well, so either way, I guess that's pretty much all that's happened this week. In a nutshell, hope you all enjoyed. So this was the behind the scenes for March. If you enjoyed it, leave us a comment, tell us what you thought, and if I should be doing this more often, because it's pretty simple to make, and I quite enjoy doing it. So either way, I will catch you all later. Hope you have a good day.